Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of day two of our HPP Innovation Week 2022. My name is Vinicio. I'm an HPP food applications specialist here at Hyperbaric. Today, I will be hosting the HPP product validation and certification session. And today, we have a very special speakers. So, I would like to welcome Devon Colliani from the Cold Pressure Council, which is an organization that seeks to have consumer awareness within the HPP products and the industry, bring everyone together. We also have sharing her own experience, her journey towards the path of HPP commercialization and implementation of the high pressure certified logo, CEO and owner of Simplicity Beverages, Bianca Giovanni, who is located in Atlanta, Georgia. So first, I will just give a brief introduction in terms of the HPP validation and an overview of the steps that you need to take your products from the kitchen all the way to the commercial scale and hopefully to the cold pressure council. So let's get started with the presentation. First, we'll just provide a little bit of an overview of the HPP industry. It has been commercially available since the early 1990s in Japan, late 1990s here in the USA, and ever since has taken off to a plethora and a variety of foods. As of 2019, our estimates in terms of food production for the HP industry, you can see over here at the bottom, it's close to 4,000 million pounds in that year, close to 2,000 pounds or 2 billion. And you can see again the versatility of the HPP technology. It provides a safe, nutritious foods, and again, you can use it for juices and beverages, meat products, avocado, salsas, dips, ready meals, which are really complex that can involve even ingredients from animal or plant-based origin, seafood, dairy products, and lately, well, pet food has getting lots of attention within the HPP sector, and it's some sector that will continue to grow fast in the coming years. In terms of the HPP, again, it can be used to extend the shelf life and guarantee food safety. So it helps us intervention to minimize the risk with biological hazards, which can be uh, viral bacteria such as Listeria, E. coli, Salmonella, viruses such as hepatitis, parasites as well that may be all present in foods, and with HPP, well, you minimize the risk with these biological hazards. As of facts, well, so far in more than 30 years of commercial applications throughout the world, HP has a clean record, and well, it's not a whole solution, but it's part of the whole equation in terms of food safety operations in your facilities. But then again, no foodborne outbreaks related to HPP foods. And just to give you some perspective in terms of what this means, it's that well, if you only take the juices production, the chances of getting a foodborne illness is less than 1 in 130 million. So you get better chances of actually hitting the big price in the lottery than getting sick with HPP foods. And the images here, well, just a little bit of some of the commercial products that are being sold all over the world. This is also well confirmed in practice where regulatory agencies such as Canadian Food Inspection Agency, the United States Food and Drug Administration, have actually gone into supermarkets, taken samples from retail from supermarkets, samples for the presence of pathogens, and overall for juices and avocado, which was actually reported a couple of months ago, a completely clean record. So it was between the two studies, more than 1,500 samples that were taken from retail, analyzed for pathogens, and again, all those that have been processed with HPP did not display any presence. Still, well, as of now, in terms of the regulations throughout the world, there's currently no consensus on which are the high pressure processing conditions, food formulations conditions that will require or avoid the validation study, or more likely the safe harbors. The safe harbor, again, the set of conditions recognized by the authorities in which you do not require validation. We have not, we are not there yet, but we shall be hopefully in a couple of years. So as of now, any product going into the market must go through a validation or challenge study. So you basically have to demonstrate that HPP or other food intervention is safe, or that eliminates the foodborne pathogens. And over here, we're trying to find adequate HPP cycle parameters, pressure level, holding time, Sometimes the temperature of the water going into the vessel can play a factor. Formulation properties such as of the food, pH, water activity, the amount of salt, the amount of sugar, protein, etc. And well, it's not only to take care of the pathogens immediately after HPV, but to make sure that they do not recover throughout the duration of the study, which will be your target or desired shelf life. So again, you need to do a study for going into the market. Take this into account. But first, well, we just go back into the HPP product development stage where the applications team, including myself, will be glad to help out. So the first thing to do is define your product line. So as an entrepreneur, perhaps you are in high spirits, have a large number of products that you want to share with the world, but sometimes it's just better to take one step at a time. So try to narrow the initial set of products that you are going to test, perhaps going with your highest selling item. In other occasions, you have like a base formulations in which you have the main ingredients are common, and you basically add or remove some of the ingredients so they give different flavors. That can be another approach, trying to start with one group of products, and at the same time, well, it's possible or any preliminary trials be done in the final packaging, but at least start to consider the different options available for HP. You can do bottles, you can do pouches, you can do trays, as long as they're all in plastic polymer packaging. You may need a tweak or two in order to run it through the HPP. So, but it's a good time also to start considering the different options or alternatives. Next is try to understand the properties of foods because they do affect the way that microorganisms adapt or may grow within the foods. So the first one, the acidity measured by the pH, and it's a very broad categorization of foods based on regulatory agencies are the acid or high acid and the low acid. pH 4.6 or below are the acid foods, and well, as in anything, well, the lower the value of the pH, the less likely that the pathogens and any sort of microorganisms will grow in your food. So, in example, you can see that lemon juice in your fridge will last longer than, example, a coconut water juice. Another thing to take into account that HPP is quite versatile, helps you to deal with some pathogens, but it also has limitations. One of them is the inability to eliminate bacterial spores, so which can be thought as a war bunker where bacteria hide and they basically allow the bacteria to survive HP and other harsh conditions. So in this case, having a pH of 4.6 or below is kind of the easiest, most straightforward approach to minimize risk associated with Clostridium botulinum. So HPP doesn't have any inconvenience when processing low acid foods, but you do need to incorporate additional control measures such as cooling label ingredients to minimize the risk associated with Clostridium botulinum or CBOT. Water activity, another parameters. Just to simplify this, well, every time you add sugar, salt, any ingredient that's been added into the food will interact with water available in the food, so it will basically surround it and make water less available, in this case for pressure transmission. So overall, you need a water activity value of 0.96, 0.97 or higher to maximize lethal effects. And you can see that over here in the image that, well, those products with high water activity, such as fresh juices, meats, dairy, are suitable for the HPP. Other sort of products that are also commercially available, like salami, cooked meats, have a slightly lower water activity. But in this case, HPP is more like a shelf life extension step, or combined with other interventions, such as the fermentation of the salami, in order to meet food safety objectives. Below these values, in the 0.80 and below values, you can see that's not suitable, and that's why you not see, in example, peanut butter, juice concentrates are not good candidates to run with the HPP. But well, once that you have ensured that you have a good or know about the pH, water activity values of your foods, you can go into our incubators. Over here, we had an image of our HPP incubator in Miami, and next we're showing the incubator in Spain, where we have, well, basic kitchen appliances and of course HPP units ready to process your foods alongside different packaging options. So once you have the samples, bring it over to facilities or ship them overnight or refrigerated. Well, we always recommend to have plenty of samples for you to monitor throughout the storage. So if you are not sure what shelf life is, we can always give an estimate, but the best practice is to have sufficient samples to take every 10 to 15 days. You see, you can do this by yourself at home to see how color changes, if there are any odors or smells that come up during the shelf life that may give you an idea of the shelf life. Um, Again, plenty of samples that will allow you to the 90 days, which was somewhat like a good target for plenty of foods in the HPP industry. Another good practice is well to go even beyond in case that you have an absent-minded consumer that forgets about a product in the fridge that still has it after the use by best by date. Well, in this case, if you have 90 days, a 25% or 50% will be a 135-day sample. Over here, well, just some of the once you have done this at home, perhaps you are safe or confident enough to send this into the lab to monitor some very generic microbial quality indicators. Again, it can give you a very good idea of how pathogens will behave in a shelf life study, and again, some indicators for you to have when performing these shelf life studies. Again, you can do this at home, but monitor what is the appearance, the color change, if there are any smells, any changes in the texture that you may need to modify through the formulation in order to meet your expectations. You can do this very simple. You can say just basically grade from 1 through 5 how would you actually perceive the food or share it with your friends to give them your opinion. You can also have very other complex indicators or descriptors of the food. And well, this is just a template that's freely available over here by the Heart Foundation in New Zealand in case that you want to use it and document your shelf life studies. So again, if something is off, if it doesn't meet currently your expectations in terms of the sensory or material property, this is still a good time to go over into the kitchen, formulate, change ingredients, and do some modifications before going into the validation study. So again, it's still a good time to modify your recipe because afterwards, adding or removing the ingredients affect the way that pathogens and other microorganisms adapt to the food system. So you may need to redo the validation study. And again, this is the perfect time to go back into the kitchen. Now that you are comfortable, that you make sure that the product has met your expectations, you go with a validation study, which again it's our job to ensure that HPP will be effective against foodborne pathogens such as the after mentioned Listeria, E. coli, Salmonella. So they basically take them over to a lab in which they place them in contact with your fresh foods and they allow them to grow at very high concentrations, close to 10 million cells, which in the log scale will be 7, sorry. And you can see log scale, it's basically multiplying 10 different amount of times. Uh, 10 by 10, that's multiplying by 2 times 10, it's 2 in the log scale. By 10, it's 1,000, so it goes to 3, and so on. So you start again at very, very high concentrations that should never ever be present in your food facility if you follow good practices. But again, it's just a worst case. And in this case, they measure or ensure that you well basically killed or inactivated all of these pathogens. 5 log reductions, so it's kind of the standard, preferably having no survivors, non-detectable levels for microorganisms and pathogens. And again, it's not only immediately after HPP, but you also need to make sure that they do not recover throughout the storage. So with this, you have basically your process authority, the expert who designs the study, who writes down a report, and well, if you actually achieve the 5 log reductions after HP and throughout the shelf life, you are ready to go with commercialization. In this regard, well, it's not only the application staff at Hyperbaric who can help, but we have our trusted partners all around the world, clients such as University of Cornell, Nebraska, British Columbia, Aveiro in Europe, and many more. So we have a flyer, and you can actually see some of these research centers that provide validation, product development, and shelf life studies. So be sure to get in touch with them to inquire about their services. So again, you have your products that are tasty, good looking, in good packaging, and you are ready to hit the market. So by the time being, this is all by my presentation. Just to again extend an invitation that any questions that you may have, the application service is here for you. I'm handled at USA, but here are also my colleagues who work in headquarters at Spain. And then any questions related to product development, testing, packaging, regulations, feel free to reach out. We also have sales representatives throughout the world, including our headquarters and our offices here in Miami. And here's the email address when you can write any questions that may have arisen throughout the presentation. Thanks for your attention, and I will be handing the reins of the session now to Devon. Devon, if you can kindly please continue with your presentation.
Hello, everyone. My name is Devon Coliani with the Coal Pressure Council, and today we will be discussing the Coal Pressure Council as an association, membership with the CPC, and the High Pressure Certified Mark. So let's start off with a brief introduction. Who is the Coal Pressure Council? Well, the CPC was created in 2017 to serve as the body for promoting the user education, consumer awareness, and industry standardization of high pressure processing. So basically, the CPC wanted to become the body for addressing questions about high pressure processing, while also being able to develop and formalize industry best practices for HPP. The CPC is also dedicated to promoting networking amongst individuals and professionals within the HPP space, and they offer their members a wide range of benefits, including marketing promotions, access to business resources, podcast opportunities, and exclusive use of the CPC logo. So the Coal Pressure Council adheres to the mission statement that's provided below, reiterating the importance of standardization, awareness, and education. So this is the statement that the CPC follows when it comes to informing each decision made by the Council, as well as each product category guideline that is produced by the Council. So the CPC does operate under a board of directors, of which there are 10 members currently, led by Troy Hoover, the VP of Supply Chain with Evolution Fresh. And the board of directors is the group within the Coal Pressure Council that makes decisions regarding allocating business resources, product guideline releases, and much more. So Troy Hoover is joined on the board by Jeff Williams of Universal Pure, Rick Marshall of Shape Process Automation, Kurt Cahill of Bay Center Foods, Heather Tomaselli-Baker of Suja Juice, Joyce Longfield of Good Foods Group, Roberto Peregrina of Hyperbaric, Tom Francois of Hermes Boissons, our first international board member, Joe Swanson of West Liberty Foods, and Justin Siegel of American Pasteurization Company. So let's talk quickly about membership with the Coal Pressure Council. So the CPC is always looking to include a wide variety of organizations to make up its member body. And therefore, they offer 5 different membership tiers for a variety of different types of businesses or institutions. So as you can see, our first tier is general membership, which is designed for full HPP equipment suppliers, brand owners, and HPP value-added service providers. The general membership tier does have a sister tier, which we refer to as Tier 2 general membership. This is designed for companies that are eligible for general membership, but make under a certain amount in annual sales each year. So this tier is specifically designed for up-and-coming HPP businesses. We also offer associate membership, which is for HPP suppliers of components, software, controls, or laboratories, as well as trading partners tier, which is for our food retailers and our food service provider companies. Lastly, we offer non-commercial organization tier of membership, which is for entities such as universities or government organizations. So some member benefits that the Coal Pressure Council offers is an extensive offering in our marketing promotion sector. So we do offer podcast opportunities, email campaigns, and direct mail pieces to our members. We also offer our members exclusive use of the Coal Pressure Council logo on their websites or publications. We offer discounts to our members for our networking opportunities and events, such as the Coal Pressure Council Annual Conference. And we offer our members access to special business resources, such as white papers on the food and beverage industry and the HPP space. We also wanted to touch on some other member benefits that we think are important to share. Over the course of a year, the CPC will post over 1,000 posts across all 4 of our most active social media platforms, specifically highlighting our CPC member activities. So we're very proud to make sure that all of our posts are dedicated to promoting our own members. We also engage in outreach to government agencies whose decisions directly impact certain market segments that utilize HPP, therefore affecting our members or our members' customers. Lastly, we offer opportunities to promote our members' initiatives, own products, and new ideas that they have for the industry through avenues such as podcasts or speaking engagements at our networking events. One of our main networking events being the Coal Pressure Council. So every year, the Coal Pressure Council holds its annual conference, which brings together HPP professionals from across the globe to connect, network, and collaborate while discussing HPP advancements. So this annual conference event features sessions on HPP best practices, latest market trends, and offers insights on sessions from industries that utilize HPP, such as pet food or dairy. And this year's annual conference will be held on October 25th at McCormick Place in Chicago, Illinois. It will be a one-day event being held in conjunction with Pack Expo International, a large trade show held by PMMI, the Association for Packaging and Processing Technologies, which is the managing association for the CPC. So all CPC members do receive a 5 or 10% discount for registration on this conference. However, membership is not required to attend. So we highly encourage everyone, whether a member or not, to visit our website after this presentation so you can register today. We think that everyone will enjoy the agenda that we have lined up, and we highly encourage you to attend. So let's share some information about the high pressure certified mark. So the Coal Pressure Council is the only organization that offers usage of the high pressure certified or HPC mark to its members. And the seal itself is a licensed logo that is designed to be added to the packaging of a product that has undergone HPP. We feel that this distinction is incredibly important for individuals to understand the importance of HPP on their products, and having something to easily identify an HPP product versus a non-HPP product is incredibly critical to increasing the awareness in the marketplace from the consumers. Also, to register for the high pressure certified mark, you will have to be a CPC member, and we do require a copy of your active HACCP plan and a third-party validation study letter from the laboratory in which your products were tested. So here are some examples of users of the high pressure certified mark that are currently in the marketplace. As you can see, there's a wide range of representation from the product categories that utilize the mark, starting at juices and beverages, moving to sauces and dips, and including salsas, and our newest product category, which is wet salads. So we encourage you to visit the coalpressurecouncil.org, which is our main association's website. There you can learn more about the annual conference, association whereabouts, our members, as well as learning about joining as a member yourself. We also do have a consumer-facing website that is designed for customers looking to learn more about what HPP is and the process itself. So we highly encourage you to visit both of these websites, and I will now pass it on to Dr. Bianca Chiovanni of Simplicity Beverage Co. for her perspective.
Thank you so much, Devin. I won't be before you all briefly. I just wanted to share a perspective of the HPP process as well as the membership with the Coal Pressure Council as an actual founder and company owner. Again, my name is Dr. Bianca Chiovanni. I'm the owner and founder of Simplicity Beverage Company based in Atlanta, Georgia. Simplicity Beverage Company is a member of the Coal Pressure Council, and we do employ the HPP technology in all of our beverage offerings. I feel personally that the HPP technology is something, personally for me, I feel like as a business founder, I want it to be the gold standard in terms of product labeling and brand awareness. The HPP technology is something that I find is crucial. When I was actually formulating my company, I knew immediately what I didn't want. And by what I didn't want, I was not looking for a lot of additives, preservatives, chemical ingredients to stabilize my products. That led me on a research journey, and that is actually how I discovered the HPP technology. I was fortunate enough, being based here in Atlanta, that we actually have an HPP facility here in Atlanta, Georgia. And the reasoning for me actually going with the HPP technology, again, is not only to maintain product freshness, because that's where the consumer market is going. People want fresh products, they want clean labels, they want clean ingredients, and are actually doing the research and selecting and making their product selections based on those options. And HPP is something that definitely delivers on that. The other thing for me as a company owner was I was looking for something that, again, maintained pathogen growth so that we are able to go to market and offer a clean label product. We were able to complete our validation study with the HPP process as well, but also to maintain all of the naturally occurring vitamins, minerals, and enzymes that actually are in my beverage offerings. What I didn't want to do was use a thermal-based pasteurization process, which would actually go in and neutralize all of those naturally occurring enzymes, and then we'd have to take additional resources to add them back on the back end. So the beautiful thing about the HPP technology was it allowed me to maintain, again, all of those naturally occurring vitamins, minerals, aromatics, use an environmentally sustainable process such as HPP, as well as deliver a clean label to the actual consumer. Again, Devin just touched on some of the amazing benefits of being a member of the Cold Pressure Council, something that my company, Simplicity Beverage Company, is a member of. And I think that that comes with tremendous benefits. The Cold Pressure Council has done an amazing job across all of their social media platforms, as well as their website, about highlighting the businesses that have gone above and beyond to, again, deliver a clean label product to the consumer. I have participated in podcasts, Q&A sessions. So again, my goal as being a member of the Cold Pressure Council is to bring awareness. Here lately, again, with all that's been going on over the past few years, the consumer is reading labels now more than ever. They're doing research now more than ever. And again, they are directing their dollars to the products that align with their personal philosophies. And I feel like the Cold Pressure Council, along with companies like Hyperbaric that offer the HPP technology, are going above and beyond to bring that information to the forefront so that, again, the goal being that the high pressure certified mark, the Cold Pressure Council, and the HPP technology is just as synonymous with brand awareness as some of the major companies that we all utilize. Again, I cannot thank Hyperbaric. Hyperbaric actually helped me with my validation study, the HPP technology themselves, as well as the Cold Pressure Council, again, for providing a platform and an outlet for company owners and founders such as myself to actually come to market with a clean label product that as a founder, I can be comfortable offering. And again, having a minimal label so that, again, brand owners, consumers, everyone can understand that there are other options out there in terms of maintaining clean product labeling. I want to thank you all for participating in HPP Innovation Week. I strongly encourage you, if you're a consumer, if you're a business owner, brand founder, I strongly encourage you to do your research, look more into the Cold Pressure Council, look more into companies such as Hyperbaric. I think you'll find that it is an amazing opportunity to really keep your products clean label, next level, and again, being on the cutting edge of food safety technology. Thank you so much and continue to enjoy HPP Innovation Week.